Hello Internet, here's a quick tip. In Unity, you can visually debug some of your scripts by using gizmos. Gizmos are a visual indicator in Unity, and you've definitely seen them before if you've used the editor. There's actually two of them at least on my screen. The first one is the light. The icon for the light is a gizmo, as well as the icon for the camera. And so both of these work to kind of give you a visual representation of where something is and what something's doing in your scene. And there's a few other ways you can actually use this. One of the, I guess, simplest ways to do this is just to kind of display where something is. You may display like where an object is, but you can also display things like projectile paths and other things like that, or the next pathfinding point, or where something is looking, things like that. And so the way this works is you could just do, in an OnDrawGizmos function, you would just use gizmos to do a, say, let's draw a sphere. The way this works is, in the OnDrawGizmos function, that function is going to get called by Unity when you're in the editor or in a place where it can draw gizmos. So the cool thing with this will work in your scene view, and you'll see them here. You can disable them using this upper gizmos button here, or individually disable them in this giant list. Your scripts will end up in the top, but you can disable whichever ones you want. You'll also see them in the game view if you turn gizmos on. You have to actually manually enable this, but this will allow you to actually more easily debug things in the actual game while you play it in the editor. Both of those kind of work well. But what this ends up doing is drawing a sphere at some world space position that we give it. So if I just want to draw at the position of this MonoBehavior that I'm working in, I can just give it the position. So transform.position with a set size. So if I want it to have a radius of, say, 1, we just do draw sphere with a size of 1 at a specific position. And this should draw our gizmo, and we just get this gross gray blob. And so these can be used for pretty much anything you want. You can change this to kind of, or use this to represent pretty much anything that you want, and it won't show up in your final game. And I think that's sort of one of the key aspects of this. This is more of a debugging tool than like a production thing. You're not going to ship this, you're going to use this as a way to see things. The other way to kind of spice this up and make this a little bit easier to use is you can change the color of things. So you can say, set the color to, let's say, blue. And now our sphere will be blue. The handy thing with this is you can represent all sorts of things in your game in a very visual and easy to understand way, and it gives a little bit more information to you as you work on your game. But that's pretty much it. There's a whole bunch of these functions, whether you want to draw a sphere or draw a wire sphere. So let's say we want to draw a wire sphere just outside of that, just to give it something a little bit more interesting, I guess. So 1.1f, and we'll make this one white. So this should draw like a cage, I guess, around our blue sphere. And so what this will end up doing is just add another object, but it will be a wireframe. And so that works really well as a very lightweight way to represent just like a position or an object of interest or something like that. You can draw lines between objects, rays, and other generic things. But that's gizmos, I guess. There's not much to them unless you add more to them, and you can use this to represent anything you need. And it's really as open or as closed as you want it to be. If you want to do more with it, you can do more with it. But that's pretty much it. So hopefully this is useful and you can bring it into your games. If you have other questions, let me know in the comments. But that's it for this video. So until next time, see you, Internet.